Rebecca Wasson is an Indo-Canadian academic and management professional with a background in dental surgery and human resources management. She's lived, studied, and worked in several countries and currently calls Toronto her home. She is a college professor and specializes in teaching human resources management, organizational behavior, and dental assisting. She's also the founder of Rebecca Wasson Consulting, which focuses on academic and career mentoring. Our topic for today will be on emotional intelligence and empathy in dental practitioners. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Good morning or good afternoon if you're in India. Here in Canada, it's about 5 a.m. in the morning. So please forgive me if I'm not at my most alert. So this topic of emotional intelligence and empathy is something that I've always been fascinated by. I have a dual specialization. I'm a dentist and human resources professional. So in management, we talk a lot in management circles about emotional intelligence, especially emotional stability, which is considered a key personality trait in managers and leaders. So I wanted to apply that in dental practitioners and give you an idea of the literature that is currently available in dentistry in this area. So emotional intelligence is the capacity for a person to really recognize emotions in oneself and in others. So it's a sense of emotional awareness, and it is really needed for us to keep a tab on our own emotions and be able to understand what we are upset about and what we are angry about and what really irritates us and what doesn't, so that we don't bring the home to the clinic or we don't bring our problems from the outside to the hospital and don't take it out on our patients or co-workers. Now, empathy is an aspect of emotional intelligence. We have always talked about sympathy in the past. Sympathy is to just feel sorry for somebody, but empathy is to actually put yourself in that person's place so that you try to experience what they are experiencing, right? So empathy is very closely interconnected with emotional intelligence. It's a component of emotional intelligence. And I'll be talking about why EI and empathy is really important in dentists and something that should be picked up by dental students even as they are studying the program. So for a healthcare professional, it's very important to be able to develop empathy with the patient and be aware of the patient's problem from the patient's point of view, which often as doctors, we learn to practice a certain amount of clinical detachment, which is good in a way, but we are not able to give the level of empathy that is really needed for the patient's care, because empathy and caring are considered to be two sides of the same coin. And you need to have a certain level of emotional and cognitive empathy to really care for someone, which is the practitioner's job. We are not there just to fix teeth, but to give more of a holistic care to the patient. So empathy can be both cognitive and core emotional empathy. Now, emotional empathy is a personality trait. It develops really early in individuals. But cognitive empathy can be something that is developed later. It can be a taught skill. So we can actually teach dentists and dental students to develop thinking or cognitive empathy for others. But emotional empathy is something that has to be there in an individual, and it's a personality trait. Now, as Carl Rogers, you might be familiar with him, famous psychologist and pioneer of patient-centered care. For him, Empathy is really important because we need to perceive the internal frame of reference of the other person so that we can really know where they are coming from, what their emotions are regarding the disease that they are presenting with or the condition that they are presenting with. And we need to be aware of their frame of reference so that we can know how they have been affected by this on an emotional and mental level so that we can contribute to holistic care for the patient. Just want to take you through a couple of studies that have been done in this regard for dental students, especially. So Ravi Chandra et al. Studies in 2015, Journal of International Oral Health. They did a study in an Indian dental college with 186 undergraduate students to assess their emotional intelligence. Now, questionnaire comprised of 30 questions, and the students were asked questions regarding self-awareness, that is self-awareness of emotions, empathy, self-confidence, the confidence level in presenting and giving care to the patients, their motivation level in actually trying to persist in helping somebody else, their social control level. Social control is the control that we keep on ourselves in social settings regarding our own emotions, and self-competency. So they were sort of tested on these core areas under EI, and it was found that only 11.55% of the participants had good emotional intelligence. And over 2% showed very poor emotional intelligence, while the majority had an average EI. So only over 11% of the students, the dental students, had good emotional intelligence. And this is really important because I'm going to show you that EI is directly linked to patient outcomes and patient satisfaction. So this is not a good statistic to have. Another study by Pau and Croucher, which appeared in the Journal of Dental Education, it's an older study, I think around 2003 or 2004, with dental graduates attending a UK dental school. They were invited to complete a questionnaire. 213 students participated, and they studied them over 4 factors: optimism and the students' mood, their ability to control their moods, not bring their unhappy or irritable moods into the clinical workplace, their ability to utilize the proper emotions at the right time, their ability to appraise their own emotions and other emotions, emotions of patients and co-workers, and their social skills. All of these were studied, and they tried to find the correlation between emotional intelligence and perceived stress. It was found that the lower the emotional intelligence, lower the higher the stress level. So it was sort of an inverse correlation between emotional intelligence and stress. So people who could not handle emotions had a much higher level of perceived stress at the workplace, in the clinical areas during the dental education. So stress, of course, at the dental college level, and college is highly stressful for many students, does contribute to lowering of emotional intelligence, lowering of empathy. Another study by Hodgett, who in the Jefferson Medical College, he has actually developed a questionnaire or an empathy instrument called the Jefferson Scale of Physician Empathy, which is being used to sort of analyze students who come in for medical college degrees in Harvard and Yale. So this instrument can be used for all sorts of health professional education to assess them even before they join the course. And it has also been studied on dentists. And these studies show that cognitive empathy actually declines during the health professions education. So the stress level in medical school and dental school is so high that even students who have a normal level of empathy, the empathy level goes down, the emotional intelligence level goes down as they study the course, because the course is so stressful for them. And a lot of factors have been attributed to this: lack of proper role models. We do not assign good mentors for students who are in dental courses, for young medical and dental graduates and young medical and dental students. Also, the magnitude of the learning that they have to do, the time pressures they work under, they're sleep deprived most of the time, often a very intimidating educational environment, and students do face harassment sometimes from professors, and this other stressors of just learning to interact with patients at the clinical level. So all of these can contribute to a decrease in empathy and EI in students due to the perceived stress. So how do we improve this situation? How do we work with students? Because it's important to try to improve empathy level at the student level so that when they graduate, they continue in the same way. So exposure to appropriate role models and mentors, perhaps a good idea to assign certain professors or senior students as mentors for younger students, undergraduate students, because generally they show that students who are in the first and second years have lower levels of empathy than students who are in the third and final years. So we don't know, perhaps they are getting less stressed as they finish the course, but maybe if a senior student can mentor a junior student, it would help them with their empathy levels. Training students in interpersonal skills, something that we don't really do, at least in BDS in India. We don't teach students emotional intelligence. We don't teach them cognitive empathy. So if we could have some workshops along with their regular courses on the BDS program. Improvement of the cultural environment in health professions education is very, very important. Getting the professors themselves to undergo trainings in interpersonal skills so that they are more empathetic towards the students. So if the students experience empathy from their teachers, then they are more likely to be empathetic towards patients. Making them go through some professional ethics programs, because ethics courses can help you learn moral reasoning and help you to learn ethical analysis that will improve your empathy level. And also in the case of emotional empathy, we need to actually test students before they join the course. This is being done in some medical colleges in the West. We do test students for medical aptitude and dental aptitude, but we do not really test them for emotional aptitude, because as I already told you, cognitive empathy can be taught, but emotional empathy is a personality trait. It has to be there from a young age. So it might be important to test them on the emotional intelligence level before they're actually admitted to a dental program, right? So the bottom line here, why are we talking so much about emotional intelligence and empathy, is because it does affect patient outcomes, right? I'd like to quote this one study by Azimi and others, the European Journal of Dental Education. Again, this study came out around 2013, and so it's not a very new study. The objective of this was to determine the degree of correlation between the EI of dental students, patient satisfaction factors. So they studied this among over 120 senior students, students in their senior year of dental studies, and the patients as well participated in the study. And they found that there was a significant relationship between the interpersonal and intrapersonal skills of the students, their ability to control stress, their ability to adapt to different situations, their general mood, and the patient satisfaction. So doctors or young students, dental students who had low EQ and high stress levels, it automatically translated to poorer patient satisfaction. Patients were not happy with their overall treatment, with their more holistic treatment with these dental students. They were happier getting treated by students who were more emotionally aware, more empathetic, and who had less stress while doing the work that they were doing on the patients. So again, I would like to reiterate how important it is to focus on empathy and emotional intelligence at the student level so that we can catch them young. And by the time they graduate, they have a good amount of cognitive empathy and a good amount of emotional awareness of their own emotions and the emotions of patients and people they work with. So going forward, we would have some really, really good dentists out there who are not just good with their handwork and their clinical skills, but also good with their emotional ability, emotional awareness, so that they can be able to give more of a holistic treatment to patients. Thank you.